In this video, I'm going to introduce you to dictionaries and how to create them. A dictionary is a mutable and ordered collection of key value pairs. It is a versatile data structure that allows you to store and retrieve data based on unique keys. Key features of dictionaries are that they have a key value relationship. Each key is associated with a value and must be unique. They are mutable, meaning that their elements can be modified after creation and new elements can be added and elements can be removed. They are ordered. As a Python version 3.7, dictionary order is guaranteed to be the same as insertion order. They are dynamic, meaning that they can grow and shrink as needed. They are flexible. Keys can be various data types as long as they are immutable, and values can be any data type. They provide efficient data retrieval. Because the key is hashable, it uses this to retrieve the value, making it much faster than list. Some common dictionary methods are the get method, which retrieves a value or default value based on a key. The set default method, which retrieves a value with a key or creates a key value pair if the key is not present. The update method, which adds a new key value pair or pairs or modifies existing ones. The pop item method, which removes and returns the last entry. This works on a last in, first out basis. The pop method, which removes and returns a value or default value based on a key. The clear method, which removes all elements from the dictionary. The keys method, which retrieves all the keys in a dictionary. The values method, which retrieves all the values in a dictionary. And then the items method, which retrieves all the key value pairs in a dictionary. And if I jump into my development environment here, we'll see that I have a variable called myDict equals none, and I'm going to output this variable to the terminal. So the first way to create a dictionary is simply by using a pair of curly braces. And if I were to run this right now, we'll see that I get this output of empty curly braces, which is an empty dictionary. And to add elements to this, we would use a key value pair separated by a colon. So if I put a colon in here, on the left side of this colon would be the key, which could be any immutable value, and I'll just make it a 1. And then on the right side, it could be any value. So for key 1, I'm simply going to create the string 1, and I'll create another key 2 with the value 2. And now when I run this, we get the output of a dictionary containing the key value pairs of 1 with the string 1 and 2 with the string 2. Another way to create a dictionary is by using the dict function. And if I mouse over this function here, we'll get some information. If you call dict with an empty set of parentheses, you get a new empty dictionary. If you pass it some sort of mapping value, so something that has key value pairs already, it will use those to create a dictionary and return that to you. You can also use kwarg, so you can pass it any number of key value arguments. And the only catch to that is if you use kwargs, the keys must be a valid Python identifier. So it has to be a valid variable name. It cannot start with a number. It cannot contain special characters, stuff like that. And then you can also pass it an iterable. But if you pass it an iterable, it must be an iterable containing collections that have a length of 2. So it must be an iterable that contains lists, tuples, even sets, as long as they have only 2 elements in them. Now the problem with sets are unordered, and if you do pass in a set, you have no idea which one is going to be set to the value and which one is going to be set to the key. So I'll start by using key value pairs, and I will use the Python identifier 1 equals, and I will give it the string 1. And for the next one, I will do 2 equals, and I will give it the integer value 2. And if I run this now, we'll see that I get a dictionary with a key of the string 1 that contains the value of a string 1, and the key of string 2 with the value of the integer 2. And you'll notice that whatever you pass in for the key value arguments, the key being a valid Python identifier gets turned into a string. And now I'll create a dictionary passing it in an iterable. So let's create a list. And in this list, I will do 1, comma, and then a string value of 1. And if I run this, you're going to see that I actually get a type error, cannot convert dictionary update sequence element 0 to a sequence. And what this is because I'm passing an iterable in it, it's trying to create a key value pair from this 1, and then it would try to create a key value pair from this 1 if it got that far. So when you pass an iterable, it has to be a collection that's within another collection. So if I were to put another set of square brackets here so that this here is a single element inside this list here and run that, we'll see that I get a dictionary containing one key value pair with the key 1 and the value of a string 1. And I could also make this a tuple if I wanted to. And if I run that, we'll see that I still get my dictionary with the key 1 and the value string 1. But I could pass in another collection here. So if I wanted to, I could pass in a list, a tuple, it doesn't really matter. So I'll do a list this time with 2, with the integer 2 for the key and the string 2 for the value. When I run that, we'll see that I get that dictionary back just fine. It does not care that one of these is a tuple and the other is a list. And now I'll even pass in a set. So if I pass in the set of 3 and the string version of 3, and remember when you create a set using the constructor, you have to pass an interval. So I put this in a list. And now when I run this, we'll see that I get the output there. And if I run this again, there we go. I was trying to get it to switch the 3s here since sets are unordered and we do not know how it's going to put them in order. We now have the string value 3 as the key and the integer 3 here as the value, whereas the time before that, it put the integer 3 as the key and the string 3 as the value. And that's it for the introduction to dictionaries. In the upcoming videos, we will look at working with dictionaries and their methods.